Well, good afternoon. My name is Robert Prieb. I'm a sessional lecturer this fall, September to December of 2021 at the University of Alberta in Urban Park Planning, the course number being HGP 485 or Plan 585. So it's a fourth year course or a grad student course. My PhD was acquired in 2019 at the University of Alberta from the Faculty of Kinesiology, Sports and Recreation in a study that focused on park planning decision-making in Edmonton in the 1960 to 2010 period. I was a practicing professional urban parks planner for 30 plus years prior to that, primarily focusing on River Valley, urban parks, recreation, school, and school facility planning in the Edmonton region. I had the good fortune to be engaged in the creation of new park master plans, new policies, new area plan creations and approvals, such as the Riverbend Area Structure Plan, public engagement processes, including 2 dog park processes, the development and creation of recreational need assessments, surplus school decision-making, Commonwealth Stadium redevelopment, downtown parkland purchase and development, River Valley Bridge and Trail improvement projects, playground construction projects, and working with developers to plan and build new park sites. I had fun, but interestingly, I had no particular parks educational coursework in my graduate or undergraduate studies days. So for you, I have created an extensive list of journals, YouTube presentations, pre-recorded lectures, and conversations with practitioners young and old, some of whom are also former park planning students of mine. This course will connect theory and research, focusing on the connection between parks, recreation, and leisure with the technical and rational urban planning policy, processes, and practices. While we take the technical or rational land use change processes that create park spaces, we talk about that a lot, we take it a step further. Once spaces are planned and solidified with property boundaries defined in land titles, those sites must be designed, constructed, programmed, and maintained. You will learn that what happens in the land use change processes to create spaces impacts the functionality and use of park spaces down the road. But equally important is how the park's design, construction, programming, and maintenance activities inform the land use change processes themselves as well. The latter activities turn park spaces into community places imbued with social meaning. It is this comprehensive cradle-to-grave focus that generated the course name Parks Planning and Operationalization. So what will you hear about more specifically, building on both my studies and my 30 plus years of practice? You will learn about recreation and leisure benefits that are accommodated in our public infrastructure. You will hear about how park systems and individual parks, recreation, and leisure activities are planned and distributed across an urban landscape. You will learn what activities are accommodated, are deemed discretionary, and are discouraged on parkland, and how those decisions are made. You will hear that park configuration, location, program, and yes, size all matters. You will learn from landscape architects and urban designers who design park spaces. You will hear from an array of social actors integral to municipal service delivery with differential levels of power and authority. You will learn about how municipal policy frameworks overlap and compete for precious resources with no clear process or metric to determine priorities. You will hear about the economic benefits of parks, recreation, and leisure. Parkland infrastructure is singularly unique in 2 important ways. First, there is no other form of municipal services that relies so heavily on community social actors for funding and service delivery. There are no fun to catch basin cookie sale, repave your roadway bake sale, fund your local refuse collector book sale, nor do we hear your local community leagues asking for community members to volunteer to come to your house in times of a fire or a crime emergency. Yet we rely on community volunteers to manage community halls, flood ice rinks, apply for grants, coordinate festivals, provide coaching, line sports fields, be a team manager, wash sport jerseys, provide food and drinks for their future soccer proteges, drive their daughter to a 6 a.m. Saturday morning hockey practice. The list goes on and on. Second, parkland infrastructure is not simply green infrastructure, a term coined often to capture the ecological goods and services provided, but more broadly is restorative infrastructure. Let me repeat that. Parks are restorative infrastructure. The negative externalities of more dense development, traffic, noise, and light pollution, a growing diversity of cultural and demographic populations, and growing wage and income gaps visited upon single or dual income families takes a mental and physical toll on people. We see rising rates of obesity and feelings of social isolation. Parks are places where people visit to reduce stress, connect with nature, connect with their neighbors, get physically active, read a book, suntan, make new friends, play frisbee golf, and are entertained at festivals and sporting events. Parks, recreation, and leisure help restore their health and wellness. At the risk of sounding repetitive, parks are restorative infrastructure that prioritizes social metrics of land value over the traditional economic metric of highest and best land use. In terms of delivery, pre-recorded lectures will be provided for students to review in time for each weekly 3-hour session. The sessions are on Wednesday afternoons from 1 to 4. Students will be asked to review the material beforehand and be ready to discuss the materials. Because they are pre-recorded, the classes will instead be focused on the collective interpretation of the materials. The pre-recorded materials will each average about 15 minutes in length, so you can fit them into your busy schedule as you see fit. I anticipate that I'll have about 1.5 to 2 hours maximum of pre-recorded materials each week. The 3-hour class time period will then be dedicated to discussion of materials and to any project or quiz inquiries, as well as external speakers brought in to discuss their practice experiences. I had one of my grad students tell me that until this course, he or she had never understood how the various plans and documents in urban planning processes fit together. My fervent hope is that this course will give you a good grounding for your future practice duties while having some fun. While it is focused on parks, I would also suggest that the concepts will apply to other areas of the practice world as well. But hey, why would you want to do anything other than park planning work? Regardless, I look forward to sharing both my educational and practice experiences with you. Thank you.